You are well along in the process of becoming a true research expert, learning to master all the tools in your toolbox, understanding which tool to use to meet any specific client need. But expertise is not enough to fully serve your clients. We need to develop a much deeper appreciation for the full range of forces that shape the world in which they live. This means expanding our knowledge base in 4 distinct areas. 1. The deep background for any assignment, including the true motivation to conduct this research and the decisions likely to be based on the results. 2. The specific processes involved in marketing, whatever the role of our clients. 3. The basic understanding of the client's brand, category, and company, including the competitive framework. And 4. A fundamental understanding of the principles of business. Having a solid grasp on these 4 areas makes us a much more valuable partner, regardless of the size of the assignment. So let us consider some hypothetical examples demonstrating how each of these areas could be important. Understanding the big picture is particularly relevant at 2 junctures: in designing the study and in drafting recommendations. At the start of a study, it is especially important to know what prompted the client to launch the research and what decisions will be based on the outcome. This can have a major impact on study design, on samples specifications, on how questions are asked, and on the degree of accuracy required. At the end of a study, when you are drafting recommendations, you also need to know as much as possible about why a study was commissioned and what decisions may follow. In addition, you need to understand the larger strategy the client brand and/or company is trying to achieve. And in order to make realistic recommendations in terms of this strategy, you need to understand how marketing works and basic business principles. Understanding the brand's history, competitive context, as well as recent trends within the category may have a huge impact on what you tell the client they should be doing. And demonstrating this knowledge enables our recommendations to be taken that much more seriously. This advice pertains not only to large, strategic studies, but even to fairly straightforward exercises. For example, consider a concept test consisting of 3 different ads. If there's a clear winner among the 3, the obvious recommendation is to produce the winning solution. But a broader understanding might lead to a different conclusion. What if another ad is especially popular with a certain demographic in which the client is particularly interested? We might not then recommend that they go with the alternative or that both ads be run, the overall winner in the general market and the alternative in media targeted to this demographic. Now, let us consider a much larger strategic study undertaken to determine whether there is an opportunity for our client to enter a new foreign market. Here again, the hypothetical survey itself might lead to a logical conclusion. The results indicate consumers are not very satisfied with current options and are willing to consider switching to a new product if it offers a specific set of features and benefits. But before making this the final recommendation, you should take other information into account. For example, is the company thinking of launching an existing product in this new market or creating a new one for this market? What is your client's experience in entering other foreign markets? Does it have any experience in this specific new country? How does marketing operate in this new country versus your own? Is advertising more expensive? Which media are the most critical for this category? What are the typical distribution channels? How is warehousing managed? And very critical, what is the current competitive context, pricing, and share of media? Basic knowledge of legal and other requirements when foreign companies enter this particular market are also important. Any of these factors could have a serious impact on the viability of this new venture. So your basic recommendation may require some caveats, or you may even recommend against going forward. So, how do you become smarter in all four areas listed above? In all cases, the responsibility falls on you. 1. Getting the deep background. Let us start with getting the deep background to a project. Formal requests for proposal often lack sufficient background, so it is your responsibility to learn as much as you can from the client contact. Developing a true and trusting partnership with the in-house researcher or other person commissioning the research is essential to overcoming the natural hesitation to share too much information with outsiders. Explaining that having this background information significantly enhances the value and relevance of the research can be the strongest argument you can make. 2. Understanding marketing. We have already provided a general overview of the marketing function in the previous section of this course. Here we just want to reiterate how critical that general knowledge is to successful researching. It is also important to understand how marketing operates within the client company itself, which may have its own processes, structure, and culture. You should try to learn about this at the start of any project, including how decisions are made and who actually makes them. 3. Basic understanding of the client and its sector. Having a basic knowledge about your client and the environment in which it operates is also important. This includes the history of the brand or product in question, other brands a company offers, the category including competitors and recent trends, and something about the company itself. Most of this kind of information can be gleaned from general sources on the internet, industry and government reports, trade press articles, and articles in the business press. You just need to dig. 4. Understanding business. Finally, understanding the realities of business is really critical if you want to speak authoritatively to clients. This means going beyond marketing to knowing how all the pieces that make up the business puzzle work together. Ultimately, almost any decision involves financial goals, which rest on profit and loss and on the level of risk involved in a decision. Addressing these aspects intelligently proves you deserve to be heard. Gaining an understanding of business basics cannot be done overnight, but over the span of your career, you should make it your business to increase your understanding of business through coursework, reading, or just talking to all the people you meet through your professional activities. The best time to start this process is now. Before moving on to the next quiz, you can read more about the importance of understanding context, relevance, and other aspects when evaluating results in the Forbes article, Actionable Insights, the missing link between data and business value, by clicking on the link provided. And if you want to read a more complete version of the slideshow, that too is provided.